live to the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa.
And unfortunately, when it was presented to the IEC, somehow somebody at the IEC leaked the list before the IEC could examine it and before they could invoke their own processes to have the list publicly available. We have been in discussion with them, and they have informed us that it was just a glitch. It is not representative of the IEC system. We continue to have confidence in the IEC's ability to deal with all matters that have to do with elections, including the list, and to do them properly in accordance with their own rules and in accordance with the law. So they've given us an explanation. We are satisfied with it, and the list having been released in the illegal way that it has been is a matter that the IEC is dealing with. They will, in their own processes, find out exactly who did it, how did it happen, and why did it happen. But the list is the list, it's out, and the process of our election process continues.
Mr. President, though some of the names on your list have been scrutinized to say they've got allegations of state capture hanging over their heads, like Malu Sinkanyezi Kigaba, and also those who've also been found and charged and found guilty of perjury, like Batabile Dlamini and Dr. Zwelini Mkhize on Digital Vibes, Dr. David Mahlobo as well. Why did the ANC not take a decision to sanction or to remove those whom are alleged to have done wrongdoing?
The National Executive Committee has been in discussion, in a thoroughgoing discussion, and a number of names that have been highlighted, some of which have gone to the Integrity Commission, and some of which have been sort of cited by the State Capture Commission. All those, we decided we are going to process all those, and they have been in process. Some of the people are supposed to subject themselves to disciplinary processes. The Secretary General and the Chairperson of the Electoral Committee will outline every detail on Monday when they hold their own press conference, going through the names. You are throwing out names like Batabile and so forth. They paid fines. So that in the end, in terms of the law, does not make one ineligible to participate. So they will go through that. This is not the time now to go through this name and that name and that name. And where there are allegations, those are being processed. Where anybody has been found to have either surpassed or transgressed a particular rule, that too is being examined. So the ANC is very, very clear and open about the lists. We're not going to shy away from having to deal with any of the names that have been put forward. And the National Executive Committee, in a very long discussion, finally arrived at saying these names are going to continue being processed. Of course, we had to comply with the timetable. And as we process these names, there's nothing wrong with the ANC saying this particular name or whatever needs to be withdrawn if it is found by the National Executive Committee that it is a name that should not go through. So that is the process that the Secretary General and the Chairperson of the Electoral Committee will also outline on Monday. So the list is out. We have nothing to hide. Even as the list was leaked, it is the list of the African National Congress. It's unfortunate. Somebody was just too excited. Somebody was just too eager to publicize the list, and that in itself demeans the processes of the IEC and brings the IEC into disrepute. The IEC is a reputable organization, and we must continue upholding the integrity of the IEC. And I'm glad that they immediately called us, immediately had discussions with us, and they are investigating. So there's nothing wrong with the IEC processes. I just want that to be clear to everybody. No fingers should be pointed to the IEC. The IEC must continue to be respected for the integrity that it has to run elections.
Let's take the last
Does it
two.
not say then, Mr. President, that the ANC is dealing with corruption with kids' gloves if those people implicated in the Zondo Commission are still nominated to be public office bearers? And what of then the Speaker of Parliament, Nosfiwe Maphisa-Nqakula, and the allegations around bribery? What's the ANC doing about that?
Well, the allegations on bribery are matters that are being dealt with, and they're being dealt with by our law enforcement processes. So as soon as that is properly dealt with, the ANC will get into gear and deal with that. The allegations that have been made against people in terms of the Zondo Commission, there have been a number of categories. Some of the people we said should go to the Integrity Commission, they went and gave full explanations. And in a number of cases, the Integrity Commission cleared those people. There are some who did not go to the Integrity Commission, so those are being processed by the ANC. People who have been charged obviously have to step aside. People who've been found guilty will not be on our list unless they had an option for a fine. So the ANC is not dealing with all these matters with the kid glove. We are following due process. We are following a number of processes and procedures. And I think it's important to note that we are a country that is governed by the rule of law. And because people have certain rights that need to be respected, we need to give those people the right to answer, to present their own cases. And I remember just a few days ago, even judges of the Supreme Court needed to be given an opportunity to go through processes. It took a long time, but because we follow due process, we follow systems, we follow the law, in the end, everybody became satisfied, including the National Assembly, with regard to the process that has been followed. So let us give the ANC that opportunity to go through those processes. I do know that people would like, as soon as an allegation is made, that somebody must be sentenced, they must be arrested, and they must be immediately, removed. But we do need to follow process, and we are a process-driven organization. Let us allow that to happen. And in this case, the assurance we can give the public and the people of South Africa is that this matter is now firmly in the hands of the National Executive Committee, and we've got a number of structures that are dealing with these matters. And if in the end in our list there are people who should not be on that list, the National Executive Committee will take the decision and deal with that.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
A number
The
of
last
cabinet ministers are retiring. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, Pravin Gordhan. Just want to get your thoughts on that, Mr. President.
Well, a number of ministers have said that they do not want to stand. And Minister Dlamini-Zuma even gave a very colorful explanation of this. She said it's like we're playing a game. You must allow other players to now come in. And we all know as South Africans, that's what happens in all games, in rugby, in football. You do give other people, either you're feeling tired or you are seeing talent and say, bring this other talent in. So we have to be thankful for the service that has been performed by two ministers who I know are not going to stand, Minister Dlamini-Zuma, Minister Gordhan. They have served this country with diligence, commitment, and excellence. So they have told me and the Electoral Committee that they are not standing. So we bid them farewell. We will still use them in one shape, form, or other because they are talented. They are very good at what they do. But what does that do? Look at the list of the ANC. There's a number of young people. It's got more women on our list. And we are proud of that young people are coming through the ranks. And these are the young people who will now take up all these opportunities. So we will have a very youthful parliament, very gender balanced parliament. Majority of women from our side will be, a majority of people will be women. And we are going to have even a cabinet that is well balanced on a gender basis and youth basis. So a new era is going to descend on us when we will have more young people in cabinet.
Are you going to give the Bajani Chauke a position in cabinet? Wait, 49 on the list. With your buddy.
Everybody on the list is my buddy.
So
now I think I saw you on the list, so you're my buddy.
When we do government work, you say we are campaigning. When we do campaigning, you are not asking us about campaigning.
Yeah.
It's a strange phenomenon that I don't know where it comes from. Because when the president is doing government work, you run with stories that the president is campaigning. When we are doing actual campaigning, we call you here. You don't even ask us how's the campaign, how we are moving. You are asking us all other issues. Yeah.
All right, the ANC president on the campaign trail out in Ekurhuleni, touching on a number of things on the sidelines of that campaign ahead of the elections, touching on the leaked ANC list, saying that the IEC, of course, is investigating that matter. They've expressed concern about that. Of course, we spoke to the IEC a little bit earlier on. Also touching about Samkele Maseko, SABC News political reporter, asking about the names of those individuals that are on that list, some of them facing serious allegations of corruption. The ANC president responding to that.